We are currently working in a small industry which makes use of various refrigeration equipment, including a walk-in freezer. The first stumbling block was the fact that the line voltage was quite high. Where we should have 220 volts between two phases, we had almost 260 volts of alternating current. In order to solve for that, we resorted to two autotransformers, made up of two identical filament transformers, each with a 110-volt primary and a 24-volt secondary at 7 amps. We wired the two primaries in series and connected them to the two phases, and then we connected the two secondary windings in parallel with each other, and then in series with the line voltage. In order to subtract their voltage from the line voltage, so we could get a more appropriate voltage for the walk-in freezer compressor. With the primaries receiving 130 volts AC each. The primaries delivered approximately 29 volts AC, since they are wired in parallel. Even though the transformers are small to start the compressor motor, it is enough to install on top of each transformer a small fan salvaged from computer power supplies, in order to keep the transformers at room temperature. This part of the job is already finished and working perfectly. The next thing we will have to do is to get ourselves a gasoline generator, to keep all the loads working, even in the event of a blackout of the power company line. Gasoline-powered generators are very noisy, unacceptable by neighbors late at night, so our next step is to choose, through trial and error, an insulating material to substantially reduce the generator noise. Once we have decided on the most appropriate insulation material, we must build a wooden booth with a couple of labyrinths, duly covered inside with insulation, in order to prevent the propagation of sound by reflections. On the other hand, the labyrinths should be designed in such a way that with one or more properly sized fans, it is possible to keep the generator at a reasonable working temperature. This booth can attenuate the mechanical noises of the generator. For the noise of the exhaust system, it is necessary to resort to the use of a pair of mufflers rescued from cars otherwise discarded as junk, to avoid the accumulation of toxic gases. The exhaust system that we will have designed must be tall enough to discharge said gases into the atmosphere. It goes without saying that the system must have the necessary supports so as not to be knocked over by strong winds. Once the soundproofing booth has been satisfactorily tested, a waterproof tin roof must be set on top of the booth, in order to protect the wood from the rain.
I hope this video has been useful to you. Thanks for watching and please, subscribe to my channel. Shava ta'in.